The Redmi 13 is the latest from the stables of Xiaomi, and it comes with a large 90Hz display, and it is powered by the Mediatek Helio G91, an upgrade from the Helio G88 that we had on the Redmi 12 of last year. You get a massive 108 megapixel primary camera, and it also has a large 5030 mAh battery with 32-watt fast charging support. Now it is running on Android 14 out of the box, and you also get Xiaomi's new Hyper OS. Now there are a couple of other Redmi phones that are available out there, like the Redmi Note 13 that didn't have Hyper OS when they were released until after the upgrade, but this phone is coming straight out of the box with Hyper OS. On paper, it's looking like a good option for a budget phone, but there are some things you need to know before you go ahead and buy this phone. And in this video, we are going to walk through everything you need to know about the Redmi 13. Let's start with the price and close competing phones. It is selling for 199,000 naira officially from Xiaomi, and you're getting the base model with 6 gigs RAM and 128 gigs of storage space. Now if you're watching outside Nigeria, it's around $150. Around that same price, we have the Itel RS4, and it is powered by the Mediatek Helio G91, which is faster than what you get in terms of performance with the Redmi 13. Now around that same price, we have the Samsung Galaxy A15, and it's another phone that is powered by the Helio G91. And it can also be a good option if you want a better software experience. Anyways, if you want a comparison videos with any of the devices that I've mentioned, let me know in the comment section, and while you're in the comment section, kindly subscribe to the channel so you get updated when we post new videos. Now inside the box, you are getting every accessories required when you buy a new phone. You are getting the phone itself, a silicone TPU case that fits the phone perfectly. I mean, it's hard to take it off the phone. A 32-watt charging brick, a USB A to C cable, some documentations that nobody read nowadays. You're also getting a SIM ejector tool, and that's pretty much everything you get inside the box when you buy a new phone, except maybe the earpiece. There is no earpiece inside the box of the Redmi 13. This is my first ever pink phone, and the color is gradually growing on me. It's not like super pink, it's more of a lighter shade of pink. The back is made of glass and it's glossy. I'm sure if you buy the black color, it's surely going to show a lot of fingerprint stains. As I have the light reflecting on it, I can see some fingerprint smudges on the phone. Thankfully, you're getting a TPU case that fits perfectly like I stated earlier. The design isn't far apart from the Redmi 12. The major difference here is the bigger camera rings, and you also get a noticeable LED light because the third camera we had on the Redmi Note 12 has been taken away. I think that's just the difference in terms of design. The phone has a side-mounted fingerprint scanner that is easy to reach and fast while unlocking the phone. You get the IR blaster and headphone port at the top of the phone. The IR blaster can be useful if you want to control electronics around the house or office and you can't find the remote control. The SIM card slot is by the left, and it has a hybrid SIM card slot. Now what this means is that the phone supports either 2 SIM cards at the same time or a memory card and a SIM card at the same time. Now other competing phones around this price are offering you everything, like you can use 2 SIM cards and a SIM card slot at the same time. It has a single down firing speaker, and it's the first phone in a while that I'll review with a single speaker. It sounds quite okay, but I feel dual speaker is the way forward. The design is quite minimal like I stated earlier, and weight distribution around the phone is very okay. The rounded edges also make the phone comfortable to hold in the hand. It also has a flat back without any curve. You're getting an IPS LCD display with 90Hz refresh rate and 1080p resolution. By default, the refresh rate is set to switch between 60Hz and 90Hz, but I set mine to stay at 90Hz all the time because there is an option to do that in the display settings. Now if you're in the display settings, there are also a lot of things you can play around with to customize the display how you want it to be. The display specs is the same thing you are getting with the Redmi 12, so there is no upgrade in terms of the display quality. I mean, even the brightness level outdoors is pretty much the same with the Redmi 12. But I think the major difference here might be the fact that they are using a Gorilla Glass on the display of the Redmi 13, while it's just like a normal glass on the display of the Redmi 12. The display is visible outdoors. You get to see it clearly. Somehow, you can stream YouTube videos at up to 4K on the display of this phone, and the colors are very okay. It is responsive to touch and scrolling around the display is fine. Gaming is fun on the display because it's a large display and your hand is going to be perfectly balanced on the display. The bezels are noticeable, and for a budget phone I can't complain because other phones it's competing with mostly have the same size of bezel, and I even placed it close to some other phones that it's competing with, and it actually has a smaller bezel. The display is flat, and I know there are a lot of people who prefer flat displays over curved displays, and your fingers can reach pretty much anywhere you want on this display. The haptics you get while typing is also not exceptional. It's just what you get with most budget phones. It's an okay display that will work the way you expect it to work, and I can't really figure out any issue with this display. It comes with a 108 megapixel primary camera, and I'll say that is the most noticeable upgrade coming from the Redmi 12. The pictures are impressive in well-lit environments using the 108 megapixel option in the camera app. There are times when it's not as vibrant, but overall it's very okay. Even in low light, I'll say the 108 megapixel option is impressive. With skin tones, you can see that it's very good. The images are usable on social media. You can do 10x zoom with the camera, but you have to use the default option. As with the 108 megapixel option in the camera app, you can only do 2x zoom. Portrait mode is okay. You can see the separation between the image and the background, and I think pictures are generally usable on social media. I think pictures are very sharp and vivid using the 108 megapixel option. So if you want to snap pictures with this phone, it's always better to have it at the 108 megapixel option because you are going to get better images by using the option. The files might be a bit heavier though. There is night mode in the camera app, and it improves the quality of images in low light. The second lens is a 2 megapixel macro lens, but I think it's not useful. It's even better you go with the 108 megapixel option if you want to take macro shots for better results. It has a 13 megapixel front facing camera, and the images are quite okay. They are impressive. There is time lapse in the camera app, and you can only shoot 1080p videos with the front and back camera. This is the first Redmi phone I'll use running on the new HyperOS. It is running on Android 14, which is great, but there are some software features missing on the phone in terms of what you get with HyperOS. For example, you can't do split screen on this phone, and you get a lot of pre-installed apps, although some of them can be removed if you want to. I also came across a lot of ads on the interface on this phone, which is something I find weird. By like 2024 standards, I'm not expecting to get ads on the interface of any phone. Even some of the Tecno and Itel phones that I have, I barely come across any ads on them. But this phone, you can just be scrolling, just maybe open the settings or something, and you just find ads popping everywhere on the phone, which is something I'm not comfortable with. There are a lot of customization options in the settings, and you can also create dual apps easily on the phone. The RAM can be expanded to 12 gig using memory expansion in the settings, and there is a screen recorder and a lot of other options in the settings that you can play and customize the phone as much as you want. I won't lie, I had high expectations with HyperOS, but it was limited on the Redmi 13. There are a lot of missing features, and I think you are guaranteed to get at least one software update on this phone that is going to take it to Android 14. There is no official message from Xiaomi yet as regards to how many years software update this phone is going to get. It is powered by the Mediatek Helio G91 Ultra, and my unit here has 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage space. Performance is typical of a budget phone. It's not so fast, and at the same time it's not so slow, just somewhere in the middle. You shouldn't expect it to give you crazy performance. You can play games like Call of Duty Mobile, eFootball and other graphic intensive game, but it will mostly run at low graphic settings, and the lags are also going to be obvious while you are playing the game. I won't say this is a gaming phone. If you want to play games, I think you are better off buying a phone that has the Mediatek Helio G91. This phone is perfect for casual usage and for just scrolling across social media, making calls, texting, and that's just how I see this phone. Apps don't open up quickly as you have to wait for them in most cases. I won't say it's completely bad, but around the same price, some phones offer better. Multitasking is decent, but I'll say you should get the 8GB RAM if you are a heavy user and you want to like open a lot of apps at the same time. Apps can run in the background perfectly fine, but you need to know that once you open up a lot of apps, some of them will stop running in the background. Overall, I won't say this is a performance-centric phone. It's just okay for casual usage. Let's talk about battery. The Redmi 13 comes with a 5030 mAh battery and it supports 32W fast charging, and you also get the charger in the box. This is an area where the phone shines. I used it for like 3 hours straight after taking it out of the box, and I didn't lose more than 25% battery, which is really impressive. Charging from 0 to 100 takes slightly over an hour, and I don't think you'll find any problem with the battery. In terms of battery, this phone can stand every other competing phone around its price. The Redmi 13 is a good option because of its camera and display. Performance and software is not the best, as there are other options out there that can do better. Will I recommend it? It depends on what you want on a phone. If camera is your priority, then it's a good option. What else do you want to know about the Redmi 13? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to reply you, and check out my review of the Redmi Note 13 that is currently showing on your screen. I'll see you in that video.